and we can start talking about some of this other news that just came out, Chad. And that is Warner Bros. Discovery, as they're now called now. Warner Bros. Discovery has unveiled the Super Streamer Max. That's what they have right now, Chad. And I'm reading this via CNN, and we go into more details in just a bit. Warner Bros. Discovery on Wednesday unveiled Max. It's high-stakes super streamer that unites some of the company's most storied brands under one roof and aims to aggressively compete in the streaming marketplace as the traditional linear television business rapidly declines. New service announced by CEO David Zaslav, or Zumbafu as I called them, at a press event Wednesday will launch May 23rd and give consumers access to a large library of programming across Warner Bros. Discovery's sprawling portfolio, Warner Bros., HBO, etc. Max subscribers can choose from 3 price tiers. The least expensive is $9.99 a month and will show ads. The ad-free version will cost $15.99, the price of the company's 16 HBO Max service. That tier will let customers stream on 2 devices at once and download up to 30 titles. The content will be available only in high definition rather than 4K. Users who want the higher resolution 4K streams will have to buy the Max Ultimate plan for $19.99 a month, which includes up to 4 concurrent streams, 100 downloads, and Dolby Atmos sound, etc., etc., etc. First of all, I do not understand why they would change the name. HBO is a recognizable brand, Chad. It's been around for, how long has it been around for? Been around for decades at this point, right? And I think what a lot of people, really since, I would say The Sopranos, they think of HBO, that is premier drama genre content. It's like when you have the HBO label, a lot of people expect you to be as good as the shows of the past. Quality content. HBO means something. All right? The word Max, it's just the Max? What are you talking about? If I were to explain that to anyone else, mainstream people, I would tell my mom, oh yeah, I'm a subscriber to the Max. She'd be like, what's the Max? What's Max? What is that? People don't know. When I tell my mom, oh, I'm subscribed to HBO, it's oh, me too. I love HBO. Yeah, all those great shows. That just doesn't make any sense. That is just weird. It's just because you're now combining with your Discovery content, into HBO, just call it HBO. Just do that. Hey, drop the Max. It makes more sense to even drop the Max. Why lean into that specific name? That word, it doesn't make any sense. That is truly, truly bizarre. So, number one, huge mistake right off the bat. Just doing that. I just don't get that. Not that I'm against, hey, a lot of these things they're announcing, all these platforms, or all these new shows. It's hey, I'm very excited for Penguin and a number of other things that they've announced. But that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why change the name? Because it's just going to confuse people. It's going to confuse people. It's unless they're already subscribed to HBO Max, but for all the people who are not in the know, who are not, who are part of the mainstream, be what's Max? I'm not going to subscribe to a new service. No, thank you. But just call it HBO. That doesn't make any sense. That is weird. That's weird. What do you guys feel? How do you feel about the name change from HBO Max or HBO just to the Max or Max now, as it's being called? Doesn't make any sense to me. I do want to talk about one last big thing, Chad. One last big thing. That is related to HBO and Warner Brothers. I'm reading this via The Verge. And again, just reiterating, it's now just Max. All news from Warner Bros. Discovery reveal event, Chad. So there's some other big announcements that came from this. I want to get your guys' perspective on this, all right? There's a lot of new shows on the way, including The Penguin, which we just talked about. Very much looking forward to that. True Detective Night Country. So the only season of True Detective I really enjoyed was the first one. I seen the second one, did not care for that. Third season, I got bored halfway through. I never finished it. And I guess this is the 4th season, chat, Night Country. Hoping the best, but I'm not expecting a lot. And the animated series for Gremlins, so that is actually happening. Weird. And of course, Chad, more Game of Thrones spinoffs, which we already knew were happening. They're already in some form of production. And probably the biggest one, Chad, which we're going to start with, which is the, as they're saying it, this is what they're saying right now. I'm curious if this is going to change. A decade-long Harry Potter series is coming to HBO Max. Warner Bros. Discovery is officially working on Harry Potter series for its new streaming service, Max. The series recently rumored to be in development, and now we know it's officially on the way. And a press release company says it'll be a decade-long series produced at epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for. The show will have a new cast playing the series' iconic characters. And Warner Bros. Discovery promises that each season will be authentic to the original books. The original movies will be available to watch globally, even with the new show in development. So when I heard about the rumors about this, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, again, yes. I mean, that series did wrap up. Like the actual Harry Potter movies, like 2011, 2012, around that time, with the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2. And, they tried to continuing on with new stories, the Fantastic Beasts films, which, I think the first one's enjoyable enough, but the next two, oof. The second one was bad, and I think only really like half of that last movie was decent. The first half was rough, but that was a failure. That was as it went on, more of a critical and commercial failure. I don't know. This is weird to me, just because, again, like our vision of Harry Potter and Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley. I mean, it's Daniel Radcliffe. It's Emma Watson. It's still Rupert Grint. All these other iconic characters, and it's just kind of now we're just gonna get another. Okay, it's another adaptation of the books for TV. It's like that's kind of dull to me, honestly. I mean, I assume each season is going to focus on one book. I mean, how many episodes are we getting? I imagine they're going to cover things that maybe weren't covered in the movies in some of these books, so there is the potential for that. But at the same time, it's like, one, how much money are you giving this show? Is it going to have the same kind of budget as these previous movies? It's like, yeah, I mean, the earlier movies, they maybe haven't aged well graphically with the CGI and special effects, but the later films I think hold up very well. From Prisoner of Azkaban on, I think they hold up amazingly well. But I don't know. This one just kind of like, I'm not excited for this at all. I don't really see the point, other than just like, hey, we have this license and we've adapted all the material that exists. And when we attempted to make new material, it just kind of floundered. So let's just remake the original one, which is not even that. I mean, I guess the original Harry Potter movie is over 20 years old now. So that's true. So technically the first one is a retro movie, which is nuts to think about, but it is. But I don't know. For me, I'm just like, I don't care at all about this. What about you guys out there? What about you, chat? Do you want a Harry Potter TV series? Just seeing the same things again? Let me see what you guys are saying right now. Oh. Just hi. We'll check out the Sympathizer trailer in just a bit. Because Walmy, fuck that shit. This will be an amazing hate watch, says Garth the Green Goblin. Clay Macy's like, no, thank you. You're a wizard, Harry. We'll see all that again. How are they going to top the movies? That's going to be extraordinarily difficult. Because people, that's the thing. You are going up against those films, which are beloved, And the Harry Potter films, they're great movies. It's a great franchise, There's some I like more than others, but overall, it's like the quality of those movies are pretty good. So that people are constantly and consistently going to be comparing it to the movies, to the performances of those actors. Yeah, those actors really embody those roles. I mean, yeah, but when you see Daniel, not to say like these actors haven't been doing other great stuff, they have been. They absolutely have been. From Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, everyone else, no doubt. But it's like when you see Daniel Radcliffe, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Harry Potter. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And I do not envy the actors who are going to play these roles. They're going to have a rough time. This is too soon. I agree. I think it's way too soon. Sticker fan, good to see you, Sticker fan. Welcome. What is the point of a decade-long show on the IP? Kind of to fill the time. We have two iterations that already told us how it ends. Clay Mason, Hollywood ran ideas. You're right. I'm tired of it. Really, same. I mean, it's a good opportunity to include Peeves. Yeah, I mean, they could do that. Yeah, Peeves the Poltergeist and, like, Hermione's obsession with, like, goblin rights. I mean, she's like, what was it? Not goblin rights. It was the because they completely eliminated the storyline where she was trying to get rights for the house elves. Like, that was a thing from the books that I know some people were upset about, which actually, man, I mean, it wasn't relevant to the story at all. It was just kind of like, we got to give something. It almost felt like in the books when I was reading that stuff, it's like, we got to give something for Hermione to do, Not a bad idea, but I just don't think it was executed very well in the books. It's like, this is kind of superfluous. Other than stuff with Dobby, and I love Dobby. No, I don't give a shit about the rest of these little elves. It's as bad. Oh, I hope it's not as bad as Lord of the Rings of Power. Oof. Oh, God. Oh, no. Mogi, thank you for the 11 bits, by the way. They made so much money off Hogwarts Legacy. That's true, which was a great game. They were trying to write. You know what? If they had greenlighted a Hogwarts Legacy series where, hey, this is like, I think it would have been better. I don't know why they're not doing this. What would be more interesting to me, the Harry Potter franchise is in a weird place to say the least right now. I mean, everything with J.K. Rowling and every bullshit thing that's coming out of her mouth. But what would be more interesting is let's set him someplace very familiar to people. Hogwarts, cool. But now we're following new students. I'm not even saying, like, you could set it far in the past or you could set it far in the future. But hey, it's new students, new characters at Hogwarts, right? And there are new adventures. Or there's a new threat. There's always going to be a new threat, Chad. That would be infinitely, I'd be like, you know what? That's a good idea. If they literally called the show Hogwarts Legacy. It's about the legacy of all these people that graduated from and all these characters. That, to me, would be more interesting than just like, yeah, we're just going to regurgitate the same exact story that we saw in the movies. That would make more sense. But based on what they announced, that's not what they're doing. If I was some BS the way they made it, yeah, they probably will. I'm going to die laughing. They turned Dumbledore into a... Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about what they're going to do and not do. Yeah. I'm not sticking around a decade to see how the show ends when I already have seen how it ends. That's true. We're all 40 and have seen the movies. We're good. I do think that a newer generation are getting into Harry Potter. My cousins who are... No. I mean, that's the thing. The books are timeless. I mean, that's what's so great about those books. Much like Lord of the Rings. Much like a lot of, iconic fantasy genre novels. There's no question about that. They are timeless, and people will always read them. But I feel like those people will then still go to the movies, right? They'll still watch those adaptations. But it's not a bad point, saying like, hey, new generation, maybe they don't want to watch those movies. It's like, hey, why watch a movie when I got the TV show and it's on next week for the next generation of kiddos. And thank you, Moga, for the 100 biddies. I'm going to read your comments in a second. Well, they did leave a lot of the movies from the books. I want to participate in any J.K. Rowling property, says Ace Rock. Be 52 by the time it is. Wow. You're a reboot, Ari. That'd be funny. I bet there'll be memes. I bet there will be memes of that. Oh, that'd be brilliant, actually. All the memes would be great. One last thing they could have, there's one last thing they could have done, but the property couldn't get the OG cast. That would have been, yeah. Listen, I've never read The Cursed Child. I've heard from people that people have told me what that book's about. And even the Harry Potter, like the most ardent Harry Potter fans, even they say they don't like that book. Or they're like, it is like the weakest of everything that J.K. Rowling has written. So already that is not liked. That's not well liked. I know they did a stage adaptation of it, I guess. But I've heard I've heard only mixed things about it. The most positive thing I've heard people said, like, it's not as good as the other stuff, but it's okay. That's the most positive I've ever heard about The Cursed Child. And I've heard from other people saying, like, it fucking sucks. So, it's a Wizarding World, and we're still, they're not doing, They're going to have the same problem Star Wars has been having. The movies had a sense of magic and Fantastic Beasts did not, no pun intended. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Ada. I agree with you. Yeah, and the books are good. I mean, they're not bad, but it's kind of like trying to make the Batman when there's always Dark Knight. It has to be really great if it'll fall off proper comparison. Thing is, we also know they will hit a ton of, remember this? Oh, 100%. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't see the point in remaking it, Rowling aside. It's the same thing. Yeah, but in TV format. You're getting more character development, but no one can top. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. You're going to have people making comparisons constantly and consistently. All those kids grew up with that franchise. The movies were literally their show. It was. House sales, that's right. Unless it's 50 it is 50 years old. It should not be remade or continued. That's why I don't really want to see them presenting her activism as a bad thing. Yeah, because even in the book, because what was it called? Yeah, that, man, I'll tell you, chat. Like, I know people were still, like, upset that was included in the movies. I don't think that was handled very well in the books. Because, one, wasn't, like, the acronym for her to defend house sales was called SPEW. And anytime they brought up that, it was always mocked. Like, it was, now, listen, it has been quite some time since I've read the books. But I own all the books. I love the books, right? I grew up reading them. Man, I remember reading them in the 90s, chat. That's how long. But if I recall, like, even like Harry and Ron were like, oh, fucking her house elf activism. Like, it was always used like in a mocking way. If I remember, I could be wrong. But I don't remember anytime that was brought up in the books. I was like, this isn't like being handled very well. I honestly kind of thought it was dull. So, unless they completely change it. You're going to make a good show. Jinsey Hogwarts. Hamburger, welcome to stream. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. No problem. It's been an interesting stream today. People handling the IP are so stupid they can make spin-off series based on each. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. I'd say in the future, kids being less interested in studying magic. See, that's inspired ideas. Chad, I like where you're going. PSA is Hogwarts game. I've not played it, but a lot of people have. A lot of people have been playing the game. Really want Hogwarts year 0 go to a different magical school. That'd be fun, like Japanese magic. And there are different schools, like in Goblet of Fire, because they did what's it called, the Triwizard Tournament, and you have like 2 other schools that like isn't the one school from France, and then there's like another one I want to say from either Central or Eastern Europe. I could be wrong, but that would be interesting. But again, Hogwarts, it's like if I had control of this, I'm gonna keep reading your comments. If I had control of this property, and I'd be like, all right. We have the Harry Potter license. We've adapted all the books. But we want to continue this on. You have to, I think it's smart to like, hey, let's blend the familiar with new. And so I think it would be brilliant to like, hey, let's go back to Hogwarts, but it's a whole new generation of kids, or it's so far in the past, it doesn't affect anything that happens in the future. It's just new stories, new characters, new threats, new enemies, all that shit. That's what I would do, But they clearly are just like, we have to have Harry Potter in the title. I feel like that's what they want to do. They're scared. They're scared. This feels like they're terrified. But thank you, everybody, Smokey. I'll get to when it's on sale. Looks cool, but there's too much to play. A series from the POV of a Dark Wizard or something. Like, yeah, Luna Lovegood, sure. Well, again, I don't really want to go back to the same. I see what you're saying. I just don't want to go back to the same, characters again. Bro, the game was a hit because it was heavy on Easter eggs. I never cared much for Harry Potter. It just starts with shittier magic sticks. Seriously, I'm surprised by this because it's not like the movies are outdated. They're not. The visuals hold up still. Most of them do. I feel like in those early, like Sorcerer's Stone, like I've seen some clips within the last year. I'm like, oh, this looks dated. Like the stuff with the troll, I was like, ooh, that looks pretty dated. But yeah, most of them do hold up. I'd say wait 20 years at least. This seems like a mandated thing. Make more upon. No, I agree. It definitely feels mandated. It's a Fantastic Beasts stinks. They're just remaking, extending the originals. Yep, nice and safe. You're right. Funny because she's anti-slavery and everyone mocks her for it. Yeah, I know. It's true. Yeah. French school and a Bulgarian school. That's what it was. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's pretty funny from the Goblet of Fire. I like Goblet of Fire. I like the book. I like the movie. Like in the book, Dumbledore, that's the joke. He's like, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry? He said calmly. And in the movie, you haven't. Harry Potter! Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? He's like, ah! He said calmly. That is so funny. I love that. Beauxbaton and Durmstrang are the other wizarding schools. Thank you, Alexandre. Oh, let's see here. Don Circus, my contractors came by. Did you explain how it is a rape scene? I did. You can check out the VOD. I did indeed explain it. The Wonder Woman thing, yeah. Yep. I went into vivid detail. But if you just watch the VOD, you can check it out. Allie, but it is not. Wait, excuse me. But is not J.K. Rowling unpopular? Start Harry Potter again with new characters or new channel? I mean, I don't think HBO. I don't think Warner Brothers cares. They're like, because as far as I know, like she's gonna be like one of the big people involved with this. I mean, didn't they say that in the article? Let me read this again. Discovery, press release, company, global franchise. I'm pretty sure they brought it up. She's definitely going to be really creatively involved, which that'll be very controversial. On the end of the day, I'm just not interested in this. I would be more interested if they did something new within the Wizarding world. Like, keep it at Hogwarts. That's fine with me. But, follow new characters. I just want to see the same shit again. It's like, nothing's going to be... It's going to be like, I already know. I know everything that's going to happen. It's like remaking the Lord of the Rings movies. It's like, why? Why? And the only thing they could possibly do, which I don't know if they're going to give this the same amount of money as those original films have. I doubt it. I don't see the point. Unless they include stuff from the books that wasn't included. But even then, like bringing up even the stuff with Hermione with her activism with the house elves, like that wasn't. I don't think that was even handled very well in the books unless they completely change it. I don't know. It's it's just to keep the brand alive. It's to get in a new generation of fans. But for me, as an old fan, I'm like, I don't need this. So something I'm just not really interested in. Not interested at all. There was some other stuff that was announced, some other weird things here. No more controversy. Adult Swim and Warner Bros. Have yet to announce Rick and Morty's getting an anime later this year. Adult Swim and Warner Bros. Have yet to announce who will be taking over voice duties for Rick and Morty, the duo following Justin Roiland's ouster earlier this year. But tucked into today's Big Max presentation was the tiniest mention of Rick and Morty, the anime. And that we'll be hearing some new voices by year's end. Weird. Very weird. Listen, I watch Rick and Morty. I really like the show. I mean, they've definitely had some lesser episodes, but overall, I really enjoy it. I know they've done like those shorts, the anime. Like, it was fun, but as a series, so are they just gonna indulge in like anime tropes? Another weird one. I don't really care for this. Then there's a new Kate Winslet series. Will rule over with the directorial Iron Fist and HBO's upcoming series The Regime from Will Tracy. I don't know what this is about. I have no idea what this is about. Today's Big Mac. Okay. So she's getting a new drama series. Yeah. Gremlins animated series. True Detective, which I just mentioned. This is interesting. Game of Thrones is getting another prequel, and the plot sounds very familiar. All this sounds familiar. Game of Thrones franchise is getting a new entry on Warner Bros. Discovery's newly announced Max streaming service. The new prequel called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, this has been long rumored. And this has always been a big fan request they adapt this material. I know what this is. Has been rumored for some time. It wasn't clear which part of the ample Game of Thrones lore it would borrow from. At today's HBO Max Review event, HBO head Casey Bloys confirmed that the new show has been ordered straight to series and would focus on Dunk and Egg. In the world of Game of Thrones, Dunk is a famous knight, and Egg is his squire, both of whom travel the land right or wrong. So yeah, this is based on material. Dunk and Egg. I've read this stuff. I actually know what this is. I actually know how all this ends, too. And tragically, sadly. But this is good. This is good. I figured they'll do this. I don't mind this at all. Listen, chat, as you guys know, I think a lot of people, including myself, was very skeptical about House of the Dragon. I think how Game of Thrones wrapped up was pretty fucking piss poor. But House of the Dragon was excellent. I really enjoyed it, chat. We were doing watch parties for it. That show was good. And thankfully it's based on material that's already done. That's what's so the thing that's giving me confidence a lot of these upcoming Game of Thrones materials is like the story is finished. I already know how House of the Dragon's gonna end just based on because this has been written for years, decades even, and so like for this one I know all this ends too, and it's good material, so I'm excited for this. This is good. It's gonna be like a buddy cop show with like this great hedge knight and this little kid who has royal blood and their adventures, and it'll probably be horrifying. So I'm looking forward to this. It's all the stuff that like if they do like a sequel series, I'm like okay, hey, based on what material? But now they're doing all this stuff that is already done. I'm looking forward to that. That of all the big announcements today coming from HBO, that was like okay, that makes sense. That one I'm good with, and I'm looking forward to more House of the Dragon. What about you guys? What are you saying here? And by the way, did someone just follow me? Let me go ahead and thank that person. The Blackstone. I go with follow. Is that a new? Wait, is that the Blackstone or is this a new Blackstone? Are there two Blackstones here? Thank you for the follow though. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Ah, geez, Rick John. Darkslade, if they're going to continue, it needs a big shakeup. I mentioned the kidless interested in magic and some dark wizards and witches would take advantage of the lack of magic users who comment. Sure. To be honest, one of the big reasons why I don't like Fantasy Beasts is that by that point, all the new magic lore was going in one ear and out the other, so that's one thing they could be worried about when it comes to making new and different Potter content. Sure. Yeah, Hedge Knight About Time Dunk and Egg series, yep. They said this will be an apology for Season 8. What, the Dunk and Egg series? Really? I'm interested in anything Harry Potter more. Don't want to support J.K. Rowling, Hamilton. I read the first book. It's 3 short stories. But yeah, exactly. So they'll probably be like, not that long. Yeah, Don, watch. I know you weren't a big fan of what you've seen, but it's really good. I agreed, Biggie Smith. It pulled me back too. But that coffee cup and that water bottle finished that show strong. Absolutely. Jon Snow. Yeah, that's been rumored. Blackstone, great salutation, Mr. Herman. It's me. It's her new account. Oh, I see. I understand. No problem. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about the tech problems. I was having some tech problems yesterday. About my own content. But good to have you here, good sir. Welcome back, new Blackstone. The Blackstone. I'll get a little adorable little emotes from Clemmy Hazel. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, a fantastic book, and will make for a great TV series. Good. So I'm happy about that. That sounds good. And they announced a whole bunch of the Penguin Show, which we went over. Looking forward to that. Some other stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, kind of a mixed bag today. I mean, listen, I'm really looking forward to the Penguin series, chat. Take it easy, sweetheart, you know? Excuse me. In this Game of Thrones prequel, yeah, give it to me. Can't wait. Renaming HBO Max is stupid. This Harry Potter series, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I understand you're trying to keep the brand alive, but listen, as someone who just consumes content, I'm just not interested in consuming that at all. You're just gonna show me the same fucking thing again, okay? And then some of these other dramas, like they announced a lot of dramas. I'm not gonna go over all those, but we'll check them out. Some I'm more interested in than others, but yeah, kind of a mixed bag though, I have to say. Today with all these announcements, very, very weird, very, very weird. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I wanted to take the time to tell you about the movie of the week, a film that I really enjoy and one that I think you will too. This week's movie is the John Wick trilogy. Just in time for the release of John Wick Chapter 4, the trilogy stars Keanu Reeves and follows a legendary hitman who is forced out of retirement to seek revenge against the men who killed his dog, a final gift from his recently deceased wife. If anyone is interested in purchasing this fantastic film series, please make use of the Amazon affiliate link below in the video description. Your purchase of the film not only earns me a helpful commission, but any purchase you may make after clicking the link itself for 24 hours would help earn me additional commissions as well. Doesn't matter if it's a Blu-ray, a video game, a pair of socks, or a washing machine. Everything within 24 hours of that click can really help the channel. So go ahead and check out the film, enjoy browsing, and enjoy shopping.